Students, today we will discuss your first chapter, Introduction to IPO. IPO stands for Input Processing Output. I means input, P means processing, and O means output. As you already know, computer is an electronic device which processes instructions given by us. For example, you use your mouse to draw, you use your keyboard to write, you use your printer to print the document. So the computer takes some input, does some processing on it and give results to you. So this is known as IPO cycle. Cycle. So let's understand each of them now. First is input. In this section, we send input to the computer. By using input devices like keyboard, mouse. So once the input is received by the computer, it goes for processing. So processing is done in the CPU. This is the responsibility of the CPU. CPU consists of three main parts. First is ALU, that is known as Arithmetic Logical Unit. In this section, all the mathematical calculations are performed. Like addition, subtraction, multiplication. And the next part is CU. CU means control unit. It controls all the sequence of the instructions given by us. Next is register. Registers store its value. So after the processing is completed, it goes for output section. So output is displayed through output devices, which is monitor, keyboard. So output is displayed through output devices. Suppose you want to calculate the total marks of different subjects on a computer. See how the processing takes place in a computer. So the first step is to input data and instruction. That is marks and plus sign. So after that, the computer working on the data. On the basis of the given instructions. So the meaningful information is displayed in the form of output. Meaningful information is displayed in the form of the output. So once the processing is done, computer gives the output, which could be displayed on the monitor and printed on the paper also. So thus the computer follows this whole cycle of taking input, processing it and giving the output, which is called as IPO cycle. So let's revise your exercise now. The first is a device that is used to enter data. The device that is used to enter data is called processing device or input device. Yes, I already told you input devices are used to send data into the computer. So answer is input device. Input devices are used to send data into the computer. So Second question is, the result of every action is called output or input. The result of every section is known as output. The result of every section is known as output. Next question is, this is not an output device. This is not an output device, printer or mouse. Yes, the mouse is not a output device. Mouse is not a output device. Output device is which is printer, because it displays output in the paper form. Output in the paper form. So next question is, a computer works on water cycle or IPO cycle? Yes, the computer works on IPO cycle, which is discussed by me with you now. I stands for input, P stands for processing, and O stands for output. So this chapter is all based on the IPO cycle. So revise this chapter at home once more. Thanks. Stay healthy, stay safe.